This is a story about two different types of people who try to drive out a demon. One person in this story succeeds in driving out the demon, and this other group of people don't succeed in driving out the demon. So we are going to see what works and what doesn't. Now, when would you use this story? Well, obviously, if there was a demon in your life. But as you listen, I think you will see that the principles in this story can be applied to many different areas in your life. So definitely post in the comments below what you are learning, and we can all learn together what this story is teaching us about God and about humanity. This story starts off with Jesus in a crowd of people. As you'll remember, Jesus is the only person in these stories with eyeballs. And this man rushes up to Jesus and he says, "Jesus, please help me. My son has a demon. I know that you have power over demons. I heard about what you did with all of the demons and the demoniac, and I want you to help my son. You see, this demon, it often will try to cast my son into the fire or into the water to kill him. And I took my son to your disciples to have them cast him out, but they were not able to. You get out of this boy. Hey, get out. In the name of the God of Abraham, leave this boy. Hey man, why isn't it working? I don't know. This is just what Jesus did when he cast out the legion of demons." You know, I don't know exactly what the disciples said when they were trying to cast out the demon, but we know that it didn't work. And Jesus says, "You guys are a perverse and wicked generation. How long am I going to have to put up with you guys? I cannot wait for this to be over. Just bring the boy to me. I will take care of it." So they bring the boy to Jesus, and Jesus just casts that demon right on out. We don't know exactly what Jesus said or did, but we know that that demon sure did listen, and he was healed from that very moment. Eventually, the crowd dispersed, and when Jesus was alone, his disciples came to him, and they said, "Jesus, why weren't we able to cast out the demon? We did everything that you did. You make it look so easy." And Jesus says, "You were not able to drive out the demon because your faith is just so small. In fact, you have no faith at all. It doesn't really take a lot of faith. You just need a little tiny bit of faith. Even if you had just faith like a tiny little mustard seed, you could say to this mountain, 'You are a lazy mountain, get up and cast yourself into the sea.' And the mountain would do it. In fact, nothing would be impossible for you if you only had just a little tiny bit of faith." So there you have it. The disciples were not able to cast out the demon, and Jesus did it very easily. The story doesn't tell us exactly what Jesus did or exactly what the disciples did. It just tells us that the disciples were part of a wicked and perverse generation, and because they had no faith, they were not able to cast out the demon. What does this teach you about humanity? And this story teaches us that Jesus very simply and easily cast out the demon without trouble at all. So what does this teach you about Jesus and about God? This story is pretty interesting, and if you would like to hear more stories about exorcism, I highly recommend that you check out this story. I have not made a video for it yet, but it is in your Bibles, so check it out and see what it has to say. It's also pretty crazy. And I will see you in the next video.